Oh, look at that! A boy watering the train tracks. What an upstanding gentleman. Oh, and look, an upcoming train. Someone should do something about that.
Biological altruism discusses the theory of kin selection, which states that an individual's motivations for helping another is based off of their genetic similarity. It also discusses the theory of inclusive fitness, which states that an individual's motivations for helping another is to maximize their inclusive fitness, which is their genetic similarity around the world. Altruism is a form of prosocial behavior which occurs when an individual helps another person without benefit to oneself, and it's sometimes even a detriment to oneself. It can be explained through biological altruism and psychological altruism, where biological altruism takes a more evolutionary approach and psychological altruism considers the more cognitive aspects of altruism. Psychological altruism discusses the empathy altruism model, which states that there are two types of emotions, negative and positive, that one can experience and compare to find the most beneficial outcome to their self.
Oh, look, an oncoming train. Ah! Ah!
In this example, altruism is used because it occurred with the individual not receiving any gain from this action. In this case, psychological altruism was used because the potential costs and benefits were weighed and concluded to be more beneficial to save the other person. One example of psychological altruism can be seen in the experiment by Toy and Batson from 1981. In this experiment, the researchers began by selecting student participants from a university introductory psychology class. The researchers began by giving the participants questionnaires and leading them to believe that they would be observing another student in a test of memory recall. The participants were then given a description of Elaine with either a high or low empathy condition. They then watched footage of Elaine over a CCTV where she would express shock after being shocked, or she would express pain after being shocked after 2 trials. Okay. The participants were then given a description of Elaine in either a high or low empathy condition. They were then given a video of Elaine over a CCTV where she would express pain after being shocked after 2 trials. The participants were then presented with the option to either take her place or leave. There was a difficult and more easy escape situation where in the high empathy condition, people most often took her place in both conditions. In the low empathy condition, the participants only took her place if they were presented with a difficult escape situation. In this experiment, it is difficult to rule out the results of the experiment are useful in testing the truth of empathy altruism theory. However, it is difficult to rule out the threat of demand characteristics, as the participants were psychology students who could have guessed the aim of the study.